Hey guys, this is Dezolent, and today I'm gonna show you how to make a drum and bass beat, and I'm going to be showing you how to do this in Maschine. And you're not gonna be seeing my hardware Maschine Micro because I'm not really doing anything with it, but you're just gonna be seeing the software. So I'm gonna put that in full screen, and this is the beat you're gonna be making. I decided to make a drum and bass tutorial because there really aren't many out there. So I thought, I'd do one because I know when I first started making drum and bass, that's what I struggled a lot with, was the beat. So let's get started. I'm going to mute that one. And so for your group, you're going to go to the little blue thing, go to kits, and it's going to be Abbey Road 70s Tight Vintage Kit. Load that in, and they already give you like a beat. It's probably kind of drum and bassy, but we're not going to use it. And in case you're wondering, my tempo is 174. Don't know why it's 174, but it is. Normally drum and bass is around 170, 180. I normally do 175, but this one's at 174. And so first off, I'm just going to show you the 4 basic kick snare patterns. And the most common one is the kick snare, kick snare, the kick snare, kick snare, and it sounds like this. Very basic. It's actually very popular in drum and bass, and of course with all the percussion sound, it sounds a lot better. My favorite is also very simple. It's just kick, kick, snare, kick, snare. I just think it makes it sound more full, so that's why I use it normally. And another one is a little bit weirder. It's not as common as the other two, but it is still very common. Okay, and I bet you guessed the other one. You just take off that and you have it. I don't really like that one because it's kind of empty. But I'm going to delete these. We're just going to start out with one measure of a beat, and I'm going to do the kick snare, kick snare. So you can go ahead and make that on yours. And how I like to start out with the percussion, because that's the hardest part, like how to make that sound. Start with the hi-hat, the closed hi-hat, and I like to start out with putting on every eighth note, every other note. Okay. And your goal in drum and bass is like to make a beat. If you look, the only part that's not very full is this little part right here. So that's what you do with your percussion. You want to fill in that area. Fill in this area to make it more full. And what they do, instead of just filling it in with like no percussion and percussion, they have percussion back here, but then they speed it up around this area. So you're probably like, okay, then fill in every single blank right there. And you're like, that sounds kind of weird. So what you want to do is not just fill it all in with one percussion sound and then layer it with another one. You want to fill in part of it with one percussion sound, like the closed hi-hat, and fill it in with another percussion sound. So I'm just going to put it like that. Sounds weird at first, but I mean it gets a lot better. And another thing people do in drum and bass is they fill in the area with their snares, so like that, like. But I think that snare, I think it sounds better with the effects on it and not that loud as the main snare, because that ruins the point of the snare. The snare is there to stick out, and that kind of makes it not stick out as much. So what we're gonna do, so I'm gonna click on the 2. I'm doing this on my hardware actually. So I'm gonna select the 2, hold down duplicate, hit pad 2, then send it to pad 7 because we don't use pad 7, and then you have a snare there. We're going to change this one up. First of all, we're going to bring it down. So about right there. See where I do. Yeah, that's exactly right, actually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some EQ on it. And what I'm going to do, I think it's kind of weird, but I'm going to take down all the low band, the low sounds. Put up the mid band one. Then put up the high band. Yep, and that's it. I'm going to put that snare like this. It's going to go here and here. Put down these snares to make the snare even more powerful. It's coming there. It still doesn't sound very good. So we're going to take the pedal hi-hat. This is where you really start to get that sound. Like I said, you don't want to fill all the percussion area with one sound. So what I do is I take this and fill in the blanks of the hi-hat. So I put it in there, there, and there. And just because I'm OCD, I put it there too. You can see we're starting to get that nice sound, nice drum and bass sound. And then we're going to go to the tambourine. We don't use any of the toms in it. It doesn't work with drum and bass too well, but okay. First thing we're going to do is turn it down to about right there. Let's make sure that's right with this, yeah. And I'm going to put it on the first note so it rings out. I'm going to put it the same thing as the closed hi-hat. I mean, I'm not saying don't ever layer them together. That's fine to do, but you don't want to only layer them. You want to spread them out too. And then put it here and here, because this part over here is also kind of empty. Because, I mean, the kick, it substitutes as like a lot of percussion because it's a very powerful thing, so you don't need as much percussion with it. There's no kicks or anything back here, so you need to fill that in definitely. Turn it down a little bit more. So you're already getting a great sound. Then we're gonna go to the ride cymbal. I think every drum and bass beat should always have a ride. And how I start out with my ride cymbal is I put it, on every fourth beat. So it's right there. And then I normally either put it here or here. I don't normally do both. In this case, I'm going to put it here, just because I don't know. Put it here. See how it sounds. It sounds okay. I think it sounds best over here. That's just my opinion. Oh, and okay, we're going to have to actually change part of this kick. So remember the 16th one. I'm going to click on this orange square. Click on it again. Go to drums, go to shaker, and we're looking for shaker extra percussion right here. We'll look right there. Extra percussion V3. Oops, did not load it. The shakers are always so loud, so first thing we're going to do is turn it down to about 10 o'clock. The shakers don't make a huge difference, but they do help a lot with filling in space. So I'm going to put it right here, here, right there. And for that, I didn't really have a technique of putting it. I just kind of listened and put it where I thought it sounded best. Obviously, you're not just going to keep a beat like that and repeat throughout the whole song. There's obviously going to be variation in it, and start out with a little bit of variation. Pull it out. Oops, what was that? Oops, that was weird. Oh my gosh. What did I do? Okay. Here it is. I got scared. You're going to highlight all this, hold down Alt on your keyboard, and just put it right, pull it over there. Like, there are a couple sounds, like a crash cymbal, that sound good in drum bass, but they don't sound good to repeat. Like, I normally put it like right here, but it doesn't sound good right there in every single measure. Normally I'll put this every 4 measures, but in this case I don't feel like doing that, so it's going to be every 2 measures. Oops. I'm going to turn that down to about maybe a little bit past 12 o'clock. Another thing that I've always liked in drum and bass is to have variety. I like it when there is, in the very beginning of the beat, there is like a kick, kind of like a kick, but it's more like smoothed out, and it just has like a ring to it. It doesn't just kick and stop. It kind of boom, yeah, like that. So let me show you what he's talking about, because it's kind of hard to describe. Click on this kick, pad 5. going to go to drums. Sorry, drums. Percussion. We're looking for a serbo, something like that. Let's see if I can find it. Where are you here? Serdo open. So weird, like, yeah, like that. Probably like that kind of sounds weird. That's why you don't use it a lot. I'm gonna put it right here on the first beat. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit too. But I mean, that's pretty much it. But you can obviously add variations by maybe putting a kick right here. Or you can put it to a snare and make it speed up like this. That's pretty much it for this tutorial. I mean, this is just how to start off with a drum and bass beat. It's actually a pretty good one, and I mean, you can obviously make changes to it. It's a good idea. And because the only reason I did this because there's really not many good tutorials on the internet, on YouTube. So I mean, this is just this is to help you make your own. Because I know when I started out making drum bass, it was really hard because I didn't know how to make a beat at all, and there's no good tutorials on any programs that I used. So I hope this helps. That's it.